Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Whirlwind for our second map of this best of three, spawning in the bottom left position. The proxy hatcher himself. I think someone said he is a Startail B-teamer. It is Zero. Going up against this man with the 1-0 lead in the top left from Team MVP. It is Billowy. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Apparently there are actually other zeros. There's a Wungjin Star Zero. I don't think this is him because the ST. But I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong many a time in my life again. Anyway, Billowy's decided to open up with this pylon in the main base once again, indicative, of course, of that eventual gateway. And the probes rally, we can see he's got some sort of weird triangle going on. Of course, the better your geometry is, obviously it makes you a better Protoss player. He does a little tummy tuck to sneak in between these two. And he's going to continue to push out probes. Now, Zero will not have the option of doing anything like another weird proxy. But we will have to see if he does anything weird in the late game. Here's the drone headed down. It will be a hatchery first. So, not bad versus a gateway opener. I mean, you can get away with being greedy. There's no threat of a cannon rush due to the chosen opening for Billowy. That fast gateway won't give him much other than earlier options, earlier access to tech, and most importantly, warp gate. So, gateway will be wrapping up soon. Second gas is coming in. And there we go. So we should have that cybernetics core starting up. Whoop, whoop. Right there. Billowy's like, oh, my probe took the road less traveled by, and it made him waste a lot of time. But their second assemblator is done now, and it's going to be a third hatchery before spawning pool for Zero. You know, this guy, I love the way this guy plays. It's either super aggressive or it's really, really, really greedy. And it's funny because we saw actually a lot of this type of play come out of Zero against in his matchup against Fantasy that he was able to win. So I'm wondering if he'll keep it up. There's the pool, there's the gas. This is not unusual by any stretch of the imagination for Zero. We've seen him open up with gas play almost every single game, be it versus Terran or Protoss here at the IEM excuse me, I'm almost gonna say New York, man. I remember the last qualifier I did was New York. With IEM Singapore, Korea/Taiwan qualifier. But let's see what we got here. Nexus is on the way for Billowy. Mothership core is out. Warp gate starting. The 4th Sentry or a Stalker. So there's the potential that Billowy's looking at some type of gateway timing. He's just now fully saturated both gas geysers. And with this natural, if he doesn't take any gas here, he theoretically can do that. But he is still chronoing hard on the Nexus, so it seems to be a personal preference thing. It will be a Sentry, and this will allow him to get up energy very early on. Of course, early Sentry means you'll be able to get that 100 energy for a hallucinated Phoenix Scout so much faster, which is honestly really nice, just being able to know what the Zerg player is up to. And Queens are coming out. Zergling speed is starting. Where does Zero go from here? How does he want to take this game? Because I feel like Zero already knows that Billowy loves the gateway expand, and Zero should recognize that his opponent has opened up gateway, mostly due to the lack of a cannon or a forge here in the wall. But I still think the way that he did that proxy hatch without scouting on the last game shows that this is something that he kind of expects from Billowy, and I'm wondering if that means we'll have him go for a big speedling attack of some kind. I feel it's a bit too late now with a wall set up, but anything's possible. Third base is set up as well. And there's the forge for Billowy. So he's just getting everything situated for the later phase of the game. I imagine we'll see +1 attack very soon. Mothership core trying to poke away some lings. This Sentry won't have too much trouble. And there is the +1 attack. So Zero, seeing this wall, knows, okay, you've opened up with a forge, and you do have your warp gate coming in soon. So there's potential for some level of attack. Now, there are no pylons on the map, which means that actually doing some aggression isn't really in the cards right now. The warp gate has just finished researching. These Zerglings are harassing. Mothership core is here to try to prevent that harass. But this Overlord is taking a little bit of damage. Should be able to get away. It's really close. Ooh, the second sentry. Nope, just barely manages to scoot out of there. The Overlord runs off towards the rocks over yonder. And we're going to have a fast third for Billowy. I like this decision. If he can hold on to it, it's very, very nice to get a third this early versus a Zerg player. Whirlwind is one of those maps that's kind of known for being difficult to get the third base. So if you can get it early on, might as well. Why not, right? 7 roaches are coming out. Is Zero going to commit any more to economy? It doesn't look like it. He's just happy being saturated on his main base and then semi-saturated on the natural and the third. 26 Zerglings coming out, a huge swell of roaches. He is going to try to commit and actually shut this base down. There's a cannon. There's a gateway. There's another gateway. Billowy just wants to block this cannon off, make it inaccessible to Zero's ground forces, or at least his melee units. This hallucinated Phoenix Scout will traverse right over the roaches. He knows exactly what's up. Twilight Council is coming in at the same time. And the Mothership Corps, she's poking, but he ain't responding. Zero's going to keep on going anyway. Zerglings coming in from the right side. The cannon has completed. The roaches are coming in. The sentries are here with their force field. And the Zerglings getting from the other side a nice surround. The roaches will try to target down this photon cannon. Oh, so close to killing it off. That +1 makes these zealots so powerful. Digging through those Zerglings and now catching the rest of Zero's roaches. Zero, he needs to get the rest of these Zerglings in, but he's having a hard time. Sentry immediately force fields. Photon overcharge is cast upon this Nexus. And Zero, he is not having a fun day. The sentry count is still very high. He's trying to press in. One Zergling barely makes it through into the death grip of 3 photon cannons. Tres Canonos, very powerful defensive setup. Blink is on the way for Zero at the same time. He's looking so good. This huge swell of lings and roaches is basically the calling card at this moment in time for Zero. He's been bringing heavy aggression in all of his games that we've seen so far tonight. And, well, if he can get in and take out this Nexus, that'd be huge. The cannon has yet to be replaced. As I say that, it is now being rebuilt. There's still sentries and stalkers here. There's a huge amount of Zerglings and roaches. And this is it. He's coming in from both sides. Can Billowy hold on? The force fields look to be okay for the most part. There's so much here. Billowy might actually be in trouble being caught out in the open like this. He is retreating those zealots, making their way, worth their way in gold. But where is the Mothership Corps with the Photon Overcharge? He doesn't have enough energy. He's cleaning up a lot of these Zerglings. Really needs this Photon Cannon to finish, though. He is going to manage to get this up. The Mothership Corps is here. That Photon Cannon will not last much longer, though. More Stalkers being warped in. +2 and Blink are on the way. He just needs to hold out a little bit longer until the Photon Overcharge is ready. There's enough cannons to defend the natural. The Lings and Roaches will take out one pylon. But what will they really be able to do here? Oh, the force field locking these Zerglings out. And 3 photon cannons is a lot, but focusing down this forge is very important to keep away the upgrade advantage from just climbing ever higher. There are a lot of stalkers here, though. Blink is coming ever closer to completing. The Mothership Corps is here. He can time warp if he wants to. Now, he is on a force field, so he's actually going to get in here, just barely managing to get enough to throw those units out. But these stalkers need to find a way back towards the main base because Zero is completely committing to this. He is just blowing this wall to pieces, in all honesty. The stalkers trying to step back. Blink is so close to finishing. It's only 10 seconds away. He is retreating further and further, and this is the ultimate commitment from Zero, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Killing the +2 upgrading forge was very important, but now Blink is done. We should see some micro from the MVP Protoss player. He's given it everything he's got. Now the Fortune Overcharge was used on the natural expansion, which makes this third oh so vulnerable. He could try to unpower some of these gateways. You know what? Screw it. Just kill the gateways. I don't think the light... This engagement's been going on forever. But now with the Blink done, Billowy, he has a little bit more micro potential. Zero, however, is climbing in supply. The probes are being pulled. Reinforcements come in for the Protoss player. The probes get the hug of death. He's trying to make something happen here, but I think eventually Zero might be able to break him. He still has the natural, though, with 3 cannons. It's so weird to see. Killing this third base, is it going to be worth it for Zero at the cost of all these resources? I honestly don't know at this point. This game has just become so messed up. All he needs to do is let the Stalker count snowball, and Billowy's going to be fine. He still has a third Nexus. He still has the third Nexus, and now he's walling himself out of his natural expansion. He's rebuilding that forge with 3 cannons. I don't think Zero can break Billowy anymore. There's too many stalkers here. This is going to snowball incredibly fast. What does Billowy do behind this? Evolution Chamber, another hatchery, the macro hatchery. He's also going to be getting up, I guess, some additional drones, but these roaches step in, immediately get smashed. The photon cannons doing their job at the natural expansion, and Zero has not found any foothold in this game. He has Burrow coming in, I guess, a desperation tactic of sorts to try to get spotting units maybe, or at least catch this army off guard, but Zero is moving out. He's continuing to try to bring this pressure, and bringing the pressure is the only way to keep Billowy from moving onto his side of the field, but the Stalkers aggressively blink forward. The Roaches will get smacked back, and all Billowy needs to do, honestly, just get a couple of photon cannons to hold off this Roachling pressure, and then bring the main pressure to your opponent is all he really needs to do, because these Zerglings and Roaches are not going to give up anytime soon. There's the photon overcharge, and Billowy says, okay, screw this. I'm going to go bring some serious pressure now. Have fun trying to hold off my attack. He wasn't able to get the +2 when he wanted, but with the blink and this many Stalkers, he is looking so good. Queen gets sniped away. There are a few Roaches here, but they're not going to do anything. GG. Billowy secures himself a 2-0 victory here at the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore Korean qualifier.